Hello.
It's Lesley and Tim. Rosehaven-yarn-shop. We're back. It's been a month.
It's been a long month.
It's been a crazy month.
It's been both a long and very short month.
Yes. Without the leap year. Where do we? We're almost on the last day of February.
We're getting there.
Here we go. So, apologies. We haven't podcast. We're supposed to do it bi-weekly, and Tim's always the one that says we got to do it.
We have to do the podcast this week.
So, the reason behind it all, reason was basically we merged with the other yarn store that's in Picton. It was called Needle in the Haystack. It was down the road. I think she's been 20 years. It's kind of was the original yarn shop, and Lisa, who I bought her stock from, she bought it from the person before that, so I don't really know how long it's been around. She just sort of kind of runs it weekdays. She's not open weekends, doesn't really have any online presence and stuff. Just sort of quietly just does her thing, and she loves her yarn shop. So she and her and I, thanks to the Knit Night girls, who know both of us well, we both just are always sending people to each other's shop depending on what someone's looking for. I have more needles. She has the Lopi yarn and the Briggs and Little. And anyway, so Lisa and I got together after the Knit Night girls said you guys should talk about the plan because she was just going to close the doors, sell everything off. But we realized that a lot of her customers wanted what she had, so we decided what we would do. We'd kind of merge because she still wants to come and teach, and oh, she's wicked good at finishing. Don't ever bring your sweaters to me. I don't want to finish them. You don't want me finishing them. But Lisa, oh my God, you can't see where she seams anything. She's amazing, and God, she's a fast knitter. So she's going to take some time off, chill, put in a garden, she said, this summer for the first time in 5 years. It's fun owning your own business. It's all-consuming sometimes. So her stuff has moved in, and it was a lot. So all the wool kind of goes up to the ceiling now, and these ceilings in here are about 12, 15? They're probably 15 feet high. It's deep. We're deep in yarn. It's much quieter in here. It's all muffly. Good soundproofing. And yeah, so we've been having all her customers and popping by and checking it out, and it's kind of fun. And she had all the embroidery and cross stitch and needlework, so we've got all that now. And I'll probably, now that I have the ability to expand on it, I probably will get into more of that stuff, because we've always been very conscientious of each other's lines of yarn. We never cross. She had hers and I had mine, and we just did our thing. But now we have Lopi. This is the one I have right now. Oh, look at the color. Icelandic wool, baby. Yummy, yummy. Yeah, and we got some of the Lopi catalogs. So we've got, that's the newest one, I think, number 30. I've already sold a few things. Let's see. Of course, the typical Icelandic sweaters. Lots of goodies in here. So yes, we have Lopi now, and we have our #1 Canadian favorite. I don't know. It's Briggs and Little. Briggs and Little is Canadian yarn, Canadian sheep, born and raised in New Brunswick on the east side, and it's got beautiful colors and heathering in it. It's on the coarser side, absolutely, but oh wow, it makes a really nice outside sweater. And my mom just finished a sweater, so as soon as it warms up a bit, she's gonna give me the sweater to have in the store to show off, because it's they do beautiful colors. Yes,
I like when there's little bits of grass and stuff inside there.
That's when you know it's real sheep. And yeah, there's some more colors. It's like a pale purple. It looks gray on the screen, but yes, yummy stuff. So yes, we're keeping Briggs and Little. Absolutely, I've been wanting it for a long time, but Lisa always carried it, so I wasn't allowed to. So now we have it. And so we're excited It's fun.
We're recovering now. We're starting to get excited, but it was like, I mean, first you've got to inventory the entire store to see what you've got.
Yeah.
And then you've got to, like, make the, negotiations there. And then, spending, a couple of days to moving everything in here and trying to reorganize. Basically taking 2 full yarn stores and fitting them into one shop. Yeah. It was a lot of...
and it's still, I don't know where a lot of stuff is. I don't know a lot of stuff that I now own. I can't find things. Because we used to always have it really organized. It went along this back wall. It went from lace, fingering, sport, DK, and kept going to the thick stuff. And now I'm like, it's changed a lot. But we have a giant section for Quince. Quince has now moved up under the big wall because we just keep getting more Quince. Everybody loves the Quince. And now we have the Piper, which somebody told me I'm the only store in Canada that's carrying right now. There's only 5 stores in Canada that carry Quince, so I'm very lucky that I have it. And speaking of Quince, let's segue into Quince. I got new patterns. Some of these you probably have seen, but
we should have some sort of segue thing.
This is a really cute little shawl wrap. It's called Bridie, and it's done with kestrel linen. I think I'm going to make this as a sample. What else have we got? Oh yeah, this is this one is Adelaide, and this is kestrel as well, linen. So, because we know it's going to get warm, and we want something cool to wear and something cool to knit. So if we don't like sticky wool in the hot, sticky weather, this is beautiful. This is Piper. This is Piper is half and half wool and mohair. Yeah, so it's got that fuzzy. And this, I love this sweater. Look at the cool detail right here. It's so cool. Sorry, my nails, I hope they're not too scary. I was horseback riding this morning. It's been a busy day, hence flat hair and pulling it back. Tim even had to bring my makeup in. I'm like, I can't podcast. I don't have my eyeliner and under eye cover up and lipstick. So I just went bolted out of the house to go riding.
That's hilarious. I didn't even shave.
Scruff muffin. Cullum. Is that Sparrow? I think that's Sparrow. Yep, Sparrow linen. You saw that one was probably big last year. I couldn't keep it, and I couldn't get my hands on that one. This one I couldn't get my hands on either. This is Kestrel. This is Deshan. Love that one. I'm going to hold on to one of those and do that. Knit that one, I think. And this is, again, Piper. June. I love the detail on the bottom of the sweater. It's so cute.
Geez, I don't see any guy patterns here.
You know, I don't think Quince has any patterns for men. No, I don't think they do. I mean, Brooklyn Tweed certainly does, because, I mean, it's sort of designed by a man.
Right.
But I don't think I've ever seen a man anything. Not even a scarf. That's weird. Now that you brought it up. Sorry.
Oh, well.
Sorry. Sucks to be a guy. So this is the new book that everyone's been getting very excited about, Plain and Simple, and it's all Quince Owl yarn. Pam Allen is the author. And these are really super simplistic, clean line, lovely sweaters and things. The great thing about it, which I really like, yes, it's all an owl, but the owl is worsted weight. So you can certainly do these in any worsted weight yarn. It doesn't have to be owl. You can pick something a little less expensive. Yeah, there's some really nice stuff in here. There's even a skirt. Was that a skirt? Yes, I think it was. Yes. They even have a lovely A-line skirt. I like the cover because it's black, because everything's white with patterns nowadays, but it's very dramatic. So, yeah, we've... Are
there any...
No, there's not one man sweater in there. The Rib magazine is coming. I'm getting a few copies of the Rib magazine, which is Eric Lutz's magazine that's knitting for men and people who knit for men. How does that... It's got a really cute tagline, and I'm totally screwing it up. for men who knit and people who knit for them. I'm totally wrong, and it's got a lovely tagline. I'm totally botching it. Sorry. So that's coming. Pom Pom magazine has also coming. It's in the same box and it's being shipped. What else did I get? Oh, Making magazine is out with their next version, which the last one they did was lines. This one is called color. I have to order it on Monday. That's tomorrow. Send me a note, send me an email if you want a copy, and I can ship it to you. Because they started shipping, I think their shipping date was February 20th, so I know I've got to get my order in, but I wanted to find out how many of my peeps wanted it in the store, so I think I'll end up probably ordering 10. I don't know. We'll see. Oh, one other Quince thing. My mom knit this. How super cute is this? It's got a little button in the back, and it's got this cute little, kind of almost like an I-cord edge, but it's not. She said what she had to do is pick up and go inside to pick it up. But she said this pattern was really straightforward and simple. And it's Quince. This is petal, and this is leek. And it's actually the Aran weight, so it's Osprey. So this would, she said it knit up, I think she knit it in under a week, I think. It's because it's chunky wool, like it's very chunky. And that pattern is, I love this woman's designs. It's Frogginette. The Tutu top. She has the cutest little baby stuff because we don't have any babies in our world, though.
Not in our direct. Well, I mean, you know,
yeah, there's babies.
There's
second cousin babies, but
yeah.
Which that's all I'm using an excuse to knit something.
Yeah.
So you should check out her patterns because she has some really cute baby stuff. And honestly, if you've never knit a sweater and you want to try it, do a baby sweater because they're small. Everything in this structure and the pattern is identical to an adult sweater, but way quicker. And then you can kind of work out some of the stuff and you'll end up with a really cute sweater, and you'll go through the learning curve and get that completed sweater a lot quicker. And they're great because there's so many that are knit top down. Yeah, they work out really well. So, finished objects? Do you have any?
No. No, I'm still picking away at my vest.
It's growing. Are
which
you in
is
the armpits?
it's growing. Like it's yeah. I mean, I've started making
this lighting
arm
shows
shaping.
the color nice.
And like I'm knitting up the back now, so I've got some temporary. You know what I hate about temporary? You know, what do you call this?
Where you're holding your yarn on stuff?
Yarn,
oh, okay.
is that when I thread
what did you use?
a piece of yarn in there, then the loops kind of get pulled inside and stuff, and I wanted to keep it kind of easy to pick up again afterwards. So I actually used a piece of aluminum wire and fed it in there because now it's like, and it's bendy, so it doesn't, like, I can still stuff it in a bag or whatever.
Breaks?
The aluminum wire is not going to break. Okay. You'd have to like sit here and go.
Okay, well, where is the normal person going to find aluminum wire?
They're not.
Oh, okay.
But I happen to have it, and I tried a couple of different things because I'm like, I'm not putting up with this. Because the last time I used this, and I used some thick wool, and I fed it through, and when I pulled it out, it left little bits of hairs of stuff, and I'm gonna have like a blue stripe across. So I'm like, I'm not putting up with that. So one thing I tried was my son had broken his charge cable for his phone, so I cut the ends off and I tried to feed that through, but you can't make the end sharp. The end is like it's like blunt. A butt end, so it was hard to feed through, and then it doesn't slide at all. It's not slippery, it grips.
Right.
So it was not going to fit. So then I'm like, and I sat there and I'm like, I'm not putting up with. See, this is how I procrastinate from things that I'm supposed to do. But anyways, I'm like, I have all this aluminum wire left over. We use this for armature wire for like animation for stop motion puppets and stuff. And I have, you know, a bunch of it here and there.
Back in the day.
Or for sculpting or whatever. So anyways, I cut a little piece, folds up there good. So now I can, I'm just knitting up the back.
So for regular people who don't have a history of stop motion animation wire in their house, you can also use Coco Knits came up with a product, and it's actually leather cord. They do suggest that when you put a cord through, you do it about the same weight as the yarn that you're using. Linens and cottons are good because they don't leave fuzzies behind. Yeah, that, and also another idea is the actual cord. If you have an extra one, which we never do.
We never have extra ones. We're always fighting over them.
It's true. You're always stealing my needles. You can use the cords from an extra set and just put those little, well, mine are high, so they have little panda bear ends, stoppers. Knit picks have these little purple discs. There's little stoppers, and you can throw those on too. But yarn works for most of us. That's what I did on mine.
You can get aluminum wire at like art store or like a sculpture sort of supply store.
Yes, I suppose. And I guess if you were going to use it a few times, I mean, we all have to do this.
It works so good. I'm never going to not use this again. It's good.
So long as you swear it will never break, because you've had armatures break inside your puppets.
Okay, but that's when you're working the puppet, like, you know, piles and piles, eventually.
Bending at the same point.
Yeah,
okay.
But this is not.
Poor little puppet legs snap off inside. So, this is, on my needles, my Vintersol. It's so pretty. So, I'm in the body, what do they call it? Body sock?
So funny. And when did you start that?
I don't know, like 3-4 weeks ago maybe?
Right. And as opposed to me, who started my vest like, what, 3-4 months ago?
Stop playing games on your phone at night.
That's it.
And napping. You're always sitting on the couch beside me, and then you fall asleep halfway through the show that you want to watch. And then I want to change, and as soon as I touch the remote, it's like, no, I'm watching
rewind it. Rewind it.
Yeah.
That's beautiful, though. What
it's
is it?
Pretty.
What,
Vintersol's the pattern, and the yarn is Brooklyn Tweed Shelter. So it's worsted weight. You can do it in any worsted weight. And it's sap. Tartan is that turquoisey, and this is meteorite. And if you can see, this light's pretty good. See all those cool little colors in the meteorite? I love it. It's like little bits of red in the sap and the turquoise. Because it's brown. I am so not a brown wearing person, but it's got all those little pops of colors, so I like it.
Nice.
I like it.
I can show you my socks. I'm knitting toe up, two at a time,
pictures
toe
when
up
you're
socks.
Wear them.
So these are, I'm taking
it looks like a bra.
It does.
Or bunny ears or something.
So I'll just hold them up like right here.
And Tim's taking the class with a bunch of ladies.
Aaron Thompson is teaching.
He's like the only one that got all the toes into the pasta. Everyone was so confused by the Turkish cast on. But
it's a little, well, the cast on itself is easy, but then knitting back into it and then you're working two separate balls of yarn, right? Like you've got one ball of yarn for that one and one ball of yarn for this one, and you're using 2 pair of needles, right? So you've got to constantly
pay attention.
You've got to be knitting the right yarn onto the right sock with the right needle, and you've got to be, so every time you turn it around, you're like, what is even happening? So it's confusing. It can be tricky.
What yarn did you use?
So this yarn here is one of our, I'm trying to hold it in a way that you can, it's one of our sock blanks. So like I can put the image of the sock blank like here, so you get to see it. And then so they kind of, they roll up into these nice little cakes.
Colors.
And like this one here so far is basically just
so striped.
It's a little stripy blue and green thing. But this one here has a lot of the little reds and little flecks of the ink from the image. Yeah. Right, so they're kind of fun to knit with because the yarn keeps changing as you're going along. So, and the class is kind of interesting because she showed us a whole process of measuring your foot. That looks massive. It looks like I have a massive foot. It's not that big. It's the cameras. But anyway, she showed you how to measure it, and then like I made a little one out of foam core here with little lines on it and stuff. I know it's ridiculous.
Are you going to keep that forever?
I am, because the thing is,
so you can
use
try it on.
to kind of like, okay, where am I? Like I'm past my, I know it's silly, right? But then once I get down to like this line here, that's when I start my heel. Yes. And so the pattern itself is...
for regular people who don't want to build a foam core foot,
well, you
sock rulers that are kind of oval shaped, and you can put your sock on it.
Yeah, but this is like you are literally like tracing your own foot here.
Yeah.
Or getting someone to help you trace. And then taking the measurements so that if your foot is a little bit like you could, I know then once I knit this first pair, I'll know like, okay, I need to add a little bit more here or take a little bit off there.
Well, I have on my first sock that I ever knit, and it fits like a glove. And it's the Kirby Werby heel. So we actually went in afterwards and cut it out. But these are the best fitting socks because my mom has knit me so many socks, and because I followed the brilliant instructions of the lesson that Erin teaches, I have the perfect fitting sock. Yeah. No more soggy, baggy socks, though I will never complain. Thanks, Mom. I love my socks. I will love them forever and wear them forever. So
the patterns that we're doing here are the So Vanilla socks by Lisa Lucas. And that's the toe-up sock pattern. And also we're using the Fish Lips Kiss Heel. Oh, yeah. Fish Lips Kiss Heel. And that is, I think it's $1 to get this pattern off of Ravelry, but
it's kind of almost like a donation sort of thing. So it's good.
It's well worth it because it shows you all the instructions on how to measure your foot properly.
Oh,
and
it does, yeah.
Yeah,
I want to see it makes the foot on the cardboard. So she made a cardboard one. Okay.
I just didn't have cardboard. I had...
Well, foam core is better because cardboard does roll up a little bit.
It's good.
Cool.
Yeah.
So, anyways. Finished objects. I have finished objects.
Of course you do.
So, this is the Stephen West Mystery Knit Along. I finally finished it. There was like 820 stitches and I had more than I was supposed to, but I don't care. So this is the Speckle and Pop.
You put more stitches on than you're supposed to?
Somehow I ended up with more at one end. Somewhere down here there ended up with more, but you know what? Who's gonna know? So these are all the colors. So you started with 3 main colors. Isn't it pretty? So it's like the blue, the gray, and the navy blue was the colors. His suggestion was to make those the main colors speckled, but I went the opposite and went them the more solid, and then I did all the little pop colors. There were 5 pop colors, and I did them kind of in speckles and stuff. So, yeah. It's cool. I love it. And the other thing, I finished garter. Isn't it cool? I like this little detail. The garter. Oh, it's getting really stretched. I've been wearing it a couple times. This is my Flax tin can knit sweater. It's very fuzzy. Every time I wear something black under it, it comes out very pink afterwards. But yeah, it's funny because I made the sleeves longer than I thought, and look at, but I think because I'm always doing this because I'm hot, that they've just sort of started scrunching in a little bit. They're plenty long, but because I used a lace, it was lace weight, Findley solid merino and silk carried with Rowan Kid Silk Haze. So, and then I still use the same needles, same stitches and everything for my size. So it's kind of more open and loose, but it's fuzzy. It's fuzzy and soft. Though boy, when I get a power surge, oh my God, I'm hot. Too hot. Okay, so got all the kinds of new yarn, and so then I'm like, okay, well, I totally have to, I can't go home and not take something to knit. So I brought home Freedom Spirit 100% wool. It's kind of different colors. It kind of changes to marls. There's a purpley one. Tim's got the bluey. And then I decided to, because I love this.
What are you gonna do with this?
I'll show you. Oh. El Ceilo. It's by Cascade. I love this. This thing has huge 579.6 yards in it, and it's 90% alpaca with 89% alpaca, 11% nylon. It's huge amounts. So what I did, I took the pattern from Espace Tricot. They're getting warmer cowl, and what I did, I carried both yarns and made this. So I'm like an inch away from done. I should have just stayed up last night and finished it, but when I want to go to bed, that's it. I just suddenly am gone. So see how different the two colors are, but when you knit it together, it lightens the whole thing up just by carrying the two of them together. So what am I using? I am using 6mm needles. Did everything the same cast on and everything. So yeah, I don't know if it's gonna fit around me. I'm not as slim as Melissa, but it'll be a nice cozy cowl for the shop. And yeah, I just wanted to play with some of these yarns because I like the colors. And what company is this? Twillies of Stamford, made in England. I'm not even sure. I think Lisa said that's actually discontinued. There's still a little bit around, but I liked it. It's pretty. And I knew this would be a nice quick project to make. So yeah.
I don't think that exists in my world, a nice quick project to make.
Well, you're doing
3 months later.
because it's tiny yarn, and the vest is kind of, you know, other than you're almost there.
Yeah.
Takes what it takes.
Well, I started these a week ago, right? It's been 1 week.
That's pretty good. Well, I wanted to show you this. This is an awesome, it's a market bag, and it's made with cotton. It's kind of one of those ones you can put across your shoulders like this. It's just sort of a fun summer knit because it's cotton and it's getting warmer, and it'd be fun to use. And the pattern is free on Ravelry. It's called Medano Beach, and it took 2 skeins of Cascade Ultra Pima cotton, and these are the 2 colors that we used for the bag. And it's amazing what you can fit in these bags. They kind of just keep growing. Market bags, you can call them market bags. And this is basically DK weight yarn, so yeah, you can switch it with any kind of cotton DK. But the nice thing, these guys have a lot in them, a lot of yardage. So yeah. And while I was impatiently waiting for the big merger to happen and trying to move yarn around, you can only move yarn around so much without knowing what you're really getting and how much is coming. And we had we actually had a lot of snow days at the beginning part of February, didn't we?
Yeah.
So when there's a snow day, I come to work and I open the store, but hardly anybody comes in. So what I do, I get to hide in the basement in my little studio, and I get to dye yarn. So I've been playing with dyeing. Isn't this pretty? So the problem is, some of these, dyeing is the fun part, easy part. It's the naming of the colors. Like, look at that. What do I call that? This one just makes me salivate. It's like delicious candies. And then, yeah, so Tim designed my logo, Baad Girl Yarns, because I thought it was fun. And it looks like a tire tread because we both drive motorcycles. So, I mean, what's cooler than riding a motorcycle? Right here. Blissed Out. Blissed Out is the one with 20% cashmere in it, and it's sock weight. Yeah, see, no name. Oh, that one's called Jelly Belly. I remember that one.
Jelly Belly.
Jelly Belly. That, let's see. This one doesn't have a name, but it's so pretty. And I'm really having fun playing with these speckles and stuff. This one.
So now when you're dyeing the yarn, do you just make like one skein as a individual?
I am trying to do 2.
2 at a time. So
2
you
at a
got
time
2 similar.
in the pot.
I don't
yeah,
see
I got
any
really.
well,
because I didn't bring 2 over. Technically, these 2 are the same.
Yeah, and these 2 are the same, right?
No.
No, that's got blue and that's got red. But they're the same, like. No, they're not.
No.
Because one thing.
I didn't bring over 2 of everything, but I do have 2 of this, 2 of this.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
These actually are from the same pot. But like still, they end up with like this one's got more darker red spots, and yeah. Because it's hard when it's in the pot and everything's wet. It's hard to sort of see where one skein is and one skein isn't. This one, I went with really intense vivid. I love this one. So there was still some dye left in the pot, which I don't normally ever take it out, but I had sprinkled on so much dye crystals to get the speckling, which didn't end up really speckling too much. There was still a lot of dye in the pot. So I'm like, well, I'm not going to just throw it out. So I threw this in and went with a really pale look. So it's kind of got this in the beginning was a turquoise, and then there's just sort of a light turquoise base on this one. Does that one have a color name? Nope.
Nope.
I keep leaving these on my desk, and the desk is now buried under the pile of yarn that has no name color for color names.
I think you should just come up with, you should just call it like Larry.
Mo.
This one could be
Curly.
This one could be Frank. This one could be Michael Douglas.
Name him after movie actors.
I don't know. Just
well, I always I got obsessed with the whole Grease movie. So there's one that's called oh yeah, this one. This one's called Thunder Road from the movie Grease, right? And I have one Stranded at the Drive-In, right? Totally. He's got that red rusty old car. And there's one that I named We Go Together Like Rama Lama Lama Shabala Badingadong. One at the very end.
You don't have enough space to write that.
I do. I wrote it on the label. Yeah, I did. I took 2 lines though. Yeah. And Bananarama. Isn't Bananarama an 80s band?
Yes.
Good. I wasn't completely off on that one. I was like, I think it's an 80s band.
So these two are...
Yes.
These two but one is sparkly and one is not.
Yes. Yeah. It's so funny because when you're dyeing this time of year, even...
there?
Probably not.
A little
bit. It's funny how your mindset, because even though it was in the middle of a snowstorm and I'm dyeing, I still had spring colors in my brain. So I was doing all these soft colors. And this is like my favorite color of blue. I think the dye is called Sea Spray. I love this color. But I didn't name it. Yeah, see, I think this and this are the same, but again, one's sparkle and one's not.
I'm going to start naming all your yarns.
You're not naming them Larry, Curly, Fred. If my son comes home, if my kids come home, this is when they were little, and Tim couldn't remember the kid's name, they would all just become...
Frank.
Yeah, what did you used to call Joseph?
Frank.
Frank? Was it Frank all the time? The weird thing is you would remember... From one month to the next.
Which was Frank and which kid?
Yeah, and it was just you can't remember their
names.
real names, but you remember their fake names. It's bizarre. But the kids thought it was kind of funny, I think, so.
Yeah.
So weird. So, Knitterly news. We still have a few more spots left for the March Knit Away weekend. I think I might stay over at this time. I always go home at night.
What is the date of that?
March 23rd, 24th, and 25th at Isaiah Tubbs. You have to call the shop if you want to sign up. I think we've got 20 people coming, and we're going to do a yarn swap on the Saturday at Isaiah Tubbs at the McDonald Hall. So bring your yarn. We do it in a way that you will get equal value trading. So if you bring in a skein of Malabrigo, which is like $25, $24, you'll get to go to the purple table. You'll get a purple ticket, and you can trade off of that table, which is anything from the $22 to $27 range. If you come in with Patton's Canadiana, that's going to go on the $6 table, and you can trade from that table. So that way you're not taking Malabrigo for Canadiana, because there's a heavy price difference on some of this stuff. So yeah, so that's on the Saturday. It's just in the afternoon, 2 hours. So in and out. Have fun. Load up the stash. Have to be finished balls preferably with labels on them. So people know what it is that they're actually buying. Makes it a little bit easier. So
that's a yarn swap that's happening during the Knit Away weekend.
Yes.
Which is going to be Saturday, March the 24th.
Yes, exactly.
Isaiah Tubbs.
Yep. Fiber Festival, the classes are up and on the website. You can go to fiberfest.ca and then go to workshops.
Fiberfest.ca/workshops. Workshop or workshops?
Just go to the first fiberfest.ca and you'll find it.
Yeah.
And what else?
And that's that's March 26th.
No, May
26th. Sorry, May 26th.
May 26th. Yes. And I invited Charity Vandermeer, who's an amazing felter from the Netherlands, and she is coming to America and doing a few workshops. So I messaged her, and so she's going to pop from Florida to Toronto, drive to us, do a 4-day workshop, and then pop back to Toronto, fly to Texas, and do one in Santa Rosa. Her website was down. I messaged her the other day, so I think she said it's up now. It's sharit4.net, SHARIT number 4.net. And unfortunately, that class is already full. We only had 9 spots. Technically 10, but I'm 10. I kept one. We're making these really amazing wet felted jackets using merino roving and silk chiffon and habitai, and oh, it's cool. It's going to be amazing. And blue brick yarn. Oh man, her stuff. She does the gradient yarns, the color changing, beautiful stuff. So she's coming to do a trunk show in July. It's actually on my birthday, July 15th, on the Sunday. That's a good birthday. I can work with that. Try not to work on my birthday, but I can do this. But the good thing is she's wholesaling now. So we're going to get the blue brick yarn in very soon. As soon as I find a space somewhere. And I have some money.
Yeah.
It's hard owning this much yarn. I don't think it'll be on the website, her yarn, I haven't talked to her about it, but a lot of times indie dyers, they do their own online sales directly, so they don't want the competition of having it in another online store as well, which is totally fine with me. So, but we get it in the store, so we will hopefully, yeah, I've got to put my order together. So I know she's at Knitters Frolic. That's our next festival, and Tim's coming. Yay!
Oh yeah, when's that?
April. Oh.
April. That's like a whole month away. I don't have to think about it.
April, the last Saturday in April, 23rd, 24th. Oh, man, I've made those schedules so many times. Yeah, last Saturday in April. We're at the Knitters Frolic in Toronto at the Japanese Canadian Cultural Center. It is crowded, but fun. Yeah, it's intense, but good. If you want to avoid the crowds, come after 1 o'clock-ish. We usually have tons of stuff still left, but yeah, it's a little... Get prepared, it's crazy. Every year it just gets more, and then Twist Festival, wow, that was crazy. We're at that one. And so we're adding in another show. We're going to be doing a new fiber festival. If you haven't heard about it, it's the Kawartha Lakes Fiber Festival. Kawartha Lake Fiber and Yarn Festival, I think is how they've named it. Yeah, Google.
And when is that?
June 9th.
Oh, that's like forever away.
Yeah. Well, we have a festival every month, except July, because it's my birthday. But, yeah, and then, yeah, there's a lot.
And then what are you doing coming up within the next month in Toronto there?
Oh, crap. I have been asked to go to the Toronto Knitters Guild and do a felting talk lecture at somewhere. I don't know. It's in a lecture hall. I have to, so I'm going to talk about all of my talk and show and tell all of my felting goodies that I've been making over the years with images and all that fun stuff. Because Tim is going to magically somehow create PowerPoint, and then I'll write a lovely lecture. Yeah.
And when is that?
March
upcoming events.
20...
Oh, look at this upcoming events. Lesley
look,
Snyder.
they put me on there.
I haven't even clicked. It's just in the Google listings. March 21st from 7:30 to 9:30 at the Innis Town Hall, 2 Sussex Avenue, Toronto. Lesley Snyder of Rosehaven-Yarn-Shop. It doesn't really actually say what you're doing yet. Have you just...
Because she asked me to tell her what I'm doing. I'm
like, I don't...
How do I make it sound really fancy? It's a show and tell. That's it. Show and tell. We've got to find all the pictures. I mean, I've been felting for a decade. And everything's sold, so I don't really have anything to take. Yeah. I have 3 shawls, I think, still, but yeah. Either that or I'm going to be spending the next few weeks just in the basement felting instead of dyeing. I got to stop playing with the dyeing, but it's so much fun. So pretty. Yeah, I should do another shawl. Look how pretty that is. Of course, that's the exact same color as 2 other shawls that I already have. Yeah, so And today, oh yeah, what time is it? Crap, we
have to leave.
Our daughter, who's in Seneca College in Toronto, is coming home today for reading week. Yay!
So we have to go pick her up at the train station.
Yeah, she's already like, well, Mom, I can't come on the weekend. It's going to have to be at the end of the weekend because if I have homework and I can't do it there, I need my quiet space. So it's like, all right, so she's only coming from today at 6-ish, and then she's leaving on Friday. And she's got, out with her friend on Thursday. And, well, Mom, I'm going to be busy. It's like, oh, my God, why is she? It's like, I have tomorrow booked off, so hopefully she'll have time for me. Go do something. She'll probably just want to go to the mall. Go to the mall. Anyways, and eat sushi. That's kind of the premise of it all.
Who doesn't want to go to the mall and eat sushi? I mean, mall
yeah, but
sushi.
It's all on my dime, on my credit card or whatever.